I am so hungry to be led. I like being married. I was married 25 years and I like being married. I never thought I would leave him, but I've been single now for 8 years. And when I was married, I just felt protected, secure, loved. And as a result, I was in this very relaxed state, internally relaxed state. I think that's like the feminine energy, of just knowing someone's protecting me or providing for me and I can just relax. But I don't have that now. I'm single like many, many other women, and many men also are single living alone. And as a woman living alone, we have to be really independent. I'm responsible for everything that I used to surrender and feel taken care of. Now I have to take care of myself, which is fine because I'm not struggling to do it. Okay, so on the physical level, there's no struggle to take care of myself. But emotionally and psychically, I don't ever get to surrender. I no longer get to be led. Like my husband will come in and say, hey, we're going to do this today, or let's do this. Bringing that masculine purpose into the day and the structure and leading. I don't get to be led anymore. Even in my appointments with my clients, occasionally I have a client, even sexually, I have to lead. Even sexually, I have to lead. Like that's the one area where I always like to be led. I love a guy who dominates me and who takes charge. I think most women do. And I'm surprised I got teary-eyed over that because I've been okay with it. But when I really tap down into it, yeah, I like to lead sometimes, but not every time. There was a young man I was dating briefly. I don't know if I'll keep seeing him, but having sex with him, what I loved was I loved how he fucked me and dominated me. It was so, so awesome. Oh, that was so good. But enough with the self-pity. Being led is just such a beautiful thing. And it's important to be led by a good, kind man that we can trust. Like, don't let's let anyone lead. But that trust, I love trusting. I love being led. I love surrendering. I love being submissive. And those are qualities that are harder for me to experience living alone and being single because, like I said, I'm responsible for everything. Yeah. So, what I try to do to get that experience and to stay connected to my feminine energy is to use those qualities that I want to nourish, like there's my tripod I use for my just for fans videos. Surrendering to life, surrendering to what is, opening to God. That's it. But I really want to experience it in physical form. I'm very physical. I'm spiritual and I'm physical. I want to surrender to God and I want to surrender to a man. I want to experience the spiritual life and I want to experience the physical life. And there's a hunger in me on the physical level to be led and to surrender and to submit. And I don't know how to give that to myself as a single person. And usually what I do is like it's become so dormant in me that I don't even think about it anymore. It's like I've killed off that part of me that wanted that because I had finally just given up. And because my life is pretty good, so I was focusing on that. But when I came in touch with it again, if you saw my video yesterday where I was crying, I came in touch with that part of me that wants to surrender and submit. And I think that's healthy, but it also makes me feel a little bit needy and uncomfortable. Like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that part? What am I supposed to do with it? But honestly, I'd rather sometimes cry because I'm not led then turn into some cold-hearted, bitchy woman who's like, I don't need no man. I don't need a man. I don't ever want to be like that. I don't ever want to be like that. And I guess being open, there's always this line, between closing down the heart and opening the heart. And sometimes the heart being open can feel soft and vulnerable. But I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay with it. So those of you who saw the video of me crying yesterday, it's called Vulnerable Share. If you want to look for that on my channel. I think that's healthy, and I shared that because the reason I shared that video is because so many people are ashamed of crying. They think it's a sign of weakness, or that they should never cry, or that we have to wear this mask of always being perfect. So I wanted to model that it's okay to cry, that it's not a part of ourselves that we have to hide. And second, that crying isn't like some rabbit hole thing we go down and never come out of. Crying can be just a release of an emotion that's inside. The way that a cloud moves through, feelings can move through. So I'm pretty comfortable now with my emotions and with my crying. I used to, even a few years ago when I cried over a guy, let's say, I would just cry and cry and cry, and I would get stuck in this victim mentality trap rabbit hole that I couldn't come out of. I'm not attached to my crying and my emotions in that way anymore. They're more like things that move through me, and I know that they pass. I don't attach to them, but I want to feel them and then just kind of let them go. As more and more people are single now, it's harder, I think, for us to tap into that masculine, feminine side that comes out more in interactions with other people. Because a man can be masculine, but unless he has a woman to lead, he can't really exercise leading the feminine. And a woman can't exercise being led by the masculine if she's single. And that's just, how the way that the world is now. So I suppose the best thing I can do is just surrender to life and be led by life. And just think of life and the experiences that life gives me, and trusting as the ways that I can be in my feminine energy and surrender. That's the only way I have to do it, even though I crave it so much in physical form, not just sexually, but also for a man to say, now we're going to do this, and I want to challenge you on this, and now we're going to do this. Just so I don't have to think, just so I can relax and let go. And I love trusting. I love trusting. I love trusting. And the trusting part often is what got me into trouble with falling for men too fast, because I would trust them and give them privileges in my heart before they had earned it. So I'm not doing that anymore, thank God. But trust is a beautiful opening quality. Anyway, I hope this isn't too much of a ramble. I just wanted to kind of share what's going on with me in the space that I haven't shared in a long time. And I'm doing that. I just want to share these things. I think that there's value and entertainment maybe in that for people watching it, because I don't think that so many people always share their feelings. A lot of coaches give advice or tips. And for me, I like to share my journey and my feelings. I think there's value in that, and I think people can learn from it. Maybe find it entertaining, maybe relatable, interesting. And I also want to teach people that emotions aren't the scary thing that people often think. Because when I think through my life, the things that brought me the greatest pain are the attachment I had to emotions and not understanding how to deal with them. Having a story around a certain feeling and latching onto the story and having that emotion just feel like this unbearable pain, which it really isn't. It's just a sensation in the body that we give a meaning to. That's what all emotions are. They're sensations in the body to which we give meanings. pleasant meanings or unpleasant meanings. And although some emotions can feel more pleasurable internally and some can feel more unpleasant internally, they're just sensations. They're just sensations. And just like during exercise, sometimes there's a burn or there's like it's really uncomfortable. In that same way, emotions can be uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean that they're bad or you have to have a story around it. You just experience it as a sensation. That's all I have. Thanks for watching my video.